Hey, what's up guys? This is Darren from Fast Track Property, where I transform your lives and improve your destination. I wanted to share with you a little story whom I met, a couple, a referrer actually, that met me about 2 weeks back. And it's a long time since I really felt really sad, but I felt that the lack of knowledge in this industry to the way you purchase a property that has caused many misfortune in terms of their finances for families. Okay, so the story for them is like that. Back in 2014, when they came to Singapore as a PR, they wanted to buy a HDB property. They got themselves a trio property in Ang Mo Kio that basically that's what they could afford at the time, purchasing it at $342,000. Right? When they engaged me, it was because they wanted to upgrade to a 4 or 5 room flat because they had growing children and their son and daughter wanted a separate room. Okay, but when I saw their finances, I was really shocked. I don't know what else what I could say to you was when I took their property for sale, it was only balanced with 59 years. Alright, it was difficult to sell, and I could only sell it for $250,000 to someone who was an elderly who actually took on the property. But you can see effectively in these 6 years, they have actually lost close to $100,000. Right? And I felt very sad for them, and I told them, is it possible if you just do not sell this property and you just keep holding on to it? But they kind of insisted. Okay, so I feel that me doing all these videos I'm able to actually share with you real life situation, real stories of Singaporeans living in Singapore, what they are facing, either the good or the bad, and you're able to learn from it and improve, or even use it in your life so that you can either learn from them or avoid those mistakes, right? So all I can really do right now is that when I met them, they insist at the time now to buy a bigger property. What I could only do now is to find a property that has many lease. At least if they stay in the property for the next 25 years, they're going to have kind of a lesser drop in the valuation of the property, fulfilling the need of 2 of their children having their own room, and maybe the possibility after their children have gone out to get married, they're able to lease out their rooms, or they're able to still downgrade to a smaller flat, unlocking some of the cash inside. At least for them, they're able to retire more comfortably in Singapore because they are already now Singaporeans. Okay, so in my perspective, I just personally felt that the lack of knowledge and the inconvenience is something that I would like to speak about today. And there's always this talk in the market right now, how am I going to be the next millionaire? How am I going to make my first million? So I want to just share with you that if today your household is earning about $10,000 to $12,000, I will say congratulations, because all of you are millionaires, right? Because if you continue working for the next 10 years, you have already made 1.2 million, and in 20 years you have made 2.4 million. So actually, if you're in that income category, all of us are actually millionaires, isn't it? Alright, but I really felt that there is a better way to fast track all our lives, something better, right? So I wanted to share with you a few examples. Is that if, for example, if today all of us are spending how much time, perhaps in a week we spend 45 hours working, right? And then we would, if I don't multiply this for maybe 1 whole year, I think you have spent at least 2,000 over hours working for another person, right? And in 10 years, it'll be 20 over 1,000 hours, right? You to take a minute to just envision and imagine this. How much sacrifices have we made exchanging our time for money with our bosses, right? So many of us are sitting around the coffee shop, even at cafes, telling us, all our friends, how horrible working hours, you're trying to look for a better job, and so forth. But and when I asked them to spend that bit of time to master real estate in Singapore, all right, they didn't want to, right? They rather spend more time in their careers instead of learning how to use that money that they earn, put it into a better asset to make it work for them. Okay, so today I want to share with you a little bit of what I felt would be a better way for you to make that money, save that money, all right? And a question I want to ask you is that how many of you, or rather, how long would you take, you and your spouse, to be able to keep aside $100,000? It could be 5 years. Some of people I met told me it takes about 8 to 10 years to just keep aside $100,000 because of all the various expenses that we have. Okay, so if you were to take on an average 8 to 10 years, meaning to say that in 30 years of your working life, when you're 55, you can only keep aside $300,000, which I feel is not a very huge amount. It is all exchanged by your own hard, it's your own hard-earned money and your own time being exchanged for it. Right? I want you to just put that aside, and I want to show you an example how I felt that this could be actually much better for you, and that's using property. Alright, so let's look at my screen right now. This is taken out maybe past 12 years. Alright, I've taken the example of someone buying waterfront waves. Waterfront waves is along Bedok Reservoir Road. Right, so this place is it was a BUC at the time. You can buy this property back in 2008 or 2009, and if today you held on that property till now, okay, you will actually be making in this line, right, an overall return of about close to 30%. So if you were to work it out, if you buy a 3-room property, for example, 1249 square feet, right, and you purchase it at that time at 754 per square feet, right now you're able to sell this property for about estimated of 980 per square feet. So this will actually give you a difference of $226 per square feet. So you're able to make a profit of $282,000 over 12 years. Alright, so this might be really a good profit for you, and you say, oh, it was a great investment, right? I made $282,000 over 12 years. I did great. I'm going to continue staying here because this is my home and I don't want to sell, right? What if someone did it differently? Okay, they bought the same place in 2008, but now they sold it at a time where they know it was time to cash out. Okay, so this will happen back in the year 2014. So in 2014, they bought the same place at $754 per square feet, but now they're able to sell this property for $1,141 per square feet, earning the difference of $387 per square feet. Okay, so if you multiply this amount with your square area that you are living in, you have already made a profit at the time of $483,000 over 6 years. Okay, so this property has made $483,000 for you over 6 years. Now what I can do about it, right? For me, I always feel that property is a vehicle for investment. I do not use it predominantly as a home and have sentimental value over it. It's for me to work my money, make my money work harder for me. And then I will then tell you to move this money and buy another property, correct? In the interim, you can rent. It will make a lot of sense when you see the numbers later. So if now this person take this property and bought cocoa pumps back in 2014. So you can see all these amounts are actually not huge amounts where I'm giving examples where you're buying in Orchard Road or even at the Sea and Marina area where you couldn't afford for a normal average family, right? So you bring in this money now with your initial amount that you have paid, your 20% at the time, plus the $483,000, and then you move on down to cocoa pumps. Now what will the chart look like? So back in 2014, you purchase this property, and right now you purchase a 4-bedroom condominium, 1389 square feet property. You have gone in and purchased this property at 700. You have purchased this property at 996 per square feet. Okay, so you can see that your entry price right now is definitely very different from waterfront base, right? Waterfront base you only purchase it at 754 square feet. Now you're buying a new property, a BUC at 900 over square feet. Right now, it's the same logic as today. A lot of us who have purchased something at $700 over per square feet will be asking ourselves, this is crazy. How can I pay something which is $900 over per square feet? Right? I will buy another unit in waterfront base because it's so cheap. Right? But does it work that way? No. Things increase in price because land costs increase, isn't it? So if at that time you would have bought it at 996, you could sell it in 2019 after the TOP period, selling it for 1290 per square feet. Right? So you will make in total the difference of about 387 per square feet. You multiply by the four-room size, you will net a total of 405,000. Right? No, this is wrong. Hang on. This will be $294 per square feet increase. So now this property you have already made 405,000 plus the previous property you have made $483,000. You've already made inclusive profits without taxes a total of close to $1 million, right? And you can now move this to another condominium and it makes more sense. This has only happened in the past 10 years. I didn't give you examples which was 20 years ago. recently, and the thing is that many households have made these profits, have moved on to a better unit, right? What are we really missing out if we do not master the art of investing in properties in Singapore? All right, would the first person holding on to waterfront base from the first day till now be better off, or would the second person who has moved his money from one project to another project and now sell it off and put it onto another project now and make the difference again next time, right? So basically, if you were to take 10 years to save $300,000, this person has spent 10 years and made $800,000, right? This is fast tracking your property and your family life. He's able to retire earlier, smarter by buying. After that, moving these monies to other possible investments or other possible real estate good buys in the area, right? So I hope this really gives you some revelations of what you should be really thinking about and try to break away from the old mindset whereby I have to own this place for the longer time. I cannot sell it, it's a home, right? I again offer you the same thing, rent a place. It doesn't have to be too much, right? If I'm able to just do this for the next 15 years, I can assure you your life is going to be very different from before. All right, so with that, I'll speak to you soon.